Hello and welcome to SIBO Volatility 411. My name is Dan Deming and I'm a KKM Financial. Well, quadruple expiration today, and with that, we're not seeing too much volatility to this point. We did see the SPX lower initially, then fighting back to positive territory, currently basically unchanged on the session. And with that, the VIX cash trending lower, right around 20.30 currently. Now, we did see a high of yesterday of 23, which was the weekly high, but also yesterday we saw a better than 1 year low on the VIX cash of 18.95. So the VIX cash holding at the low end of the recent range. Also, the futures market, we're seeing that April-May futures roll now out to $1.80. That's the lead month. But what's more interesting to me is the fact that the entire futures curve is shifting lower, and we're seeing a steepening of the curve. We're looking at a June-July roll of about 70 cents. So we're definitely seeing those middle months starting to steepen. And the back end of the curve is where, even though it's lower, it's still holding up around September and October, where those two futures are the highest on the board. Looking at VVIX, measure implied volatility in the VIX options 116, pretty much in the middle of the range here as we continue to see it holding up at an elevated level, but not outside of where it has been basically priced the last several weeks. Activity. Out of the money calls and puts in both April, May, and June, highlighted by the April 22 puts. We saw about 16,000 of those trade. Also, a butterfly traded in June puts. The June 27, 23, 19 put fly traded 5,000 by 10,000 by 5,000. So again, we're really seeing more activity on the put side today relative to the call side. Next week, I want to point out, end of the month setting up. So I think you could see, again, end of the quarter, end of the month type of trade structure. We're also eyeballing the Fed now post-meeting as the Fed officials will be out talking. That could influence the vol structure. And I also want to point out the COVID-19 storyline continues to percolate behind the scenes, particularly in Europe and Brazil. So those factors, I think, are going to be priced into the vol structure as we move towards the last full week of trading for March.